So you guys, y'all know Luke Rudkowski, right? We Are Change. Frequent co-host, recurring co-host on Timcast IRL. Typically, when the weather gets nicer, he shows up. But he's got a decal on his car that says "UnVaxxed sperm, $7,000 a load." Ha 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 ha. But surprise, surprise from the post-millennial. Women desperately seek unvaxxed sperm on Facebook as demand skyrockets. That's right. There was a story we covered where women were seeking donors because they want to have babies and they want to find a guy on Facebook. And they were saying that there was like a black market essentially forming where women would reach out to a guy and be like, can you donate your biological matter for which I can become pregnant? But now it's a whole new level, baby. The women are saying also, you got to be unvaxxed. Post-millennial reports, women around the U.S. are now turning to unconventional strategies to become pregnant as aspiring mothers search for sperm donations from men who have refused to take a COVID-19 inoculation. The women are searching for the sperm on Facebook. And as always, with stories pertaining to this, I just say talk to a doctor about what's right for you. Find a good one. Find one you trust. Jonathan David Rinaldi, also known as the Sperminator, was a longtime donor for America's largest group, a Facebook group called Sperm Donation USA. He later elected to leave the group and created his own operation after he caught wind of the demand for unvaccinated sperm donors. This is so absurd. Almost 250 people are members of the group, which has successfully managed to help people start families, per the report. Members include young professionals, gay couples, and single women from both the US and UK, with most offering to donate sperm for free. Rinaldi told the Daily Mail, I don't trust big government, big pharma. I don't trust them. And I don't need to inject myself with things that I don't even know what it is. An investigation by the British publication revealed that women have searched online for, quote, unvaccinated sperm donors and specifically say they want no COVID vax on posts asking for a potential donor. All right, well, let's read what these women are saying. This one, where the identity of the poster is redacted, says, looking for unvaccinated sperm donors near New Jersey. What does it say? AI only? I don't know if that means L only. I'm a single mother to a 2-year-old and would like to give her a sibling. I'm looking to inseminate in late September. I will not explain why I desire unvaccinated donor in this thread, and I'm not interested in being educated about the COVID jab. I'm only looking for a potential donor. Very interesting. Men who are participating in the action often label themselves with terms such as unvaccinated man. Sperm not modified by mRNA. So here's one says, I've never met my donor. I grew up thinking that my father was my biological father. When I was 18 years old, my mother told me. Didn't make any difference to me. I was born because someone donated. I have very good genes, so I'm hoping to pay it forward now. I am an unvaccinated man, sperm not modified by mRNA. I don't believe that your sperm is or could be modified by mRNA. I do think it's funny, but again, I'm not a scientist, so talk to a doctor. 39 years old, blah, blah, blah. Good health, never sick, easy to build muscle and be fit, good at sports. Revolutionary, dedicated my life to activism. What does that mean? A post by a woman who had apparently been conceived by an unvaccinated donor read, one more farm-raised, not farmer-raised baby on its way. Yo, it's funny because when Luke shows me his car and he's like, hey, look what I got. And he points to it. I'm like, haha, that's very funny, Luke. And it's like, actually, it's real. What do we have? Rinaldi remarked that he had no flu shot, no COVID shots, nothing since he was a baby. My best friend growing up was not vaccinated at all, and he is totally fine and healthy. He said, look, I got to be honest with you guys. I am a big fan of vaccines. I really am. But I have questions about modern what's the word? Pharmacological? Is that the word? I don't know. Pharmaceutical. Let's just do that one. I'm thinking more of like the science and knowledge. But some of the practices today give me pause because I do believe that many of these companies are more interested in long-term profits and not long-term health. And thus, it's one thing to have like the polio vaccine. This country was very different back then. But now we are like a neo-oligarchic autocracy run by corporations. So I have concerns about what big corporations are doing and making. That being said, I'm a big vaccine fan. So for someone to be like, I've had no shots at all, I'm like, well, look, man, it just really depends. It really does. Do we have decades of research? Do you have competing pharmaceutical interests and governmental interests? Okay, well, you're going to have a better data set then. when it comes to the newer stuff, the more latest stuff, you have government contracts and lockstep, which gives me pause. But I will always tell you this, okay? I have my doctor. It's not a special fancy doctor. It's like, but let me put it this way. There's a lot of people who are like, I don't trust doctors. They're bad. And they, okay, dude, is your doctor a Trump supporter? Okay, then what's the issue? Because if it's really political, if you're arguing that, like, I go to the store and they tell me to wear a mask or whatever, and my doctor says the same thing, it's like, okay, well, it sounds like you've got a disagreement with the doctor. This is what's called a second opinion. It's always been acceptable. Just, it may be hard, but you can find a doctor you trust. That's what I just really don't get. It's almost like, I really do think it's very partisan and very tribal that people are like, oh, doctors are bad. And I'm like, look, man, I know a doctor, more than one. In fact, I'm going to say this. It may be that you watching this video are a doctor. Has anyone considered that? How many doctors watch Timcast? Okay. Because we get like 50, 60 million views per month. There's got to be a doctor in there somewhere who completely agrees and is like, no, some things are good. Some things are bad. Let's just try and figure out what's right for you. But I just don't like the whole, like, all doctors are bad thing. That's crazy to me. It really, really is. Anyway. Well, let's see. When I had my first, here's a quote. When I had my first child, I started reading the inserts and the ingredients. And when the school started saying my son had to have them, I really don't like being told what to do by the government. So it made me think and do the opposite. I really do think parents should make the ultimate decision. But I do believe good doctors can correctly advise you. And it's always going to come down to who you trust. When I hire a heating and air conditioning guy and he's like, can't fix the problem. It's like, do I trust him? So what do? Second opinion. Second heating and air conditioning guy came out. He fixed the problem. First guy didn't fix the problem. You see how it goes? That's right. Doesn't matter what your career is. There are good lawyers and there are bad lawyers. Rinaldi said that he would only be donating to unvaccinated women in a perfect world. But the reality is not everybody believes in that. Not everybody's educated. I would love it if no one got vaccinated. But why? Why would you let if no one got vaccinated? Look, I'm going to tell you this. I don't care if you do or don't. It's your choice. That's really what it comes down to. I will choose to stay away from people I think might make me sick. I'm usually fine and I'm not super concerned about it. But it really is crazy to me that we're at this point. Rinaldi did, however, inform a woman he was thinking about donating sperm to that he would cancel the process if she were to receive a booster shot. And I was like, listen, if you get the booster, I'm not doing this for you. Like, it's bad enough you have two of them. No, hold on, though. Like, here's a question. So you're saying that there's a woman who got vaccinated twice already with the COVID vaccine and is now seeking unvaccinated sperm. I don't quite understand that. Like, serious question. Like, why would someone who is totally fine with getting the vax want unvaxxed sperm? Maybe she had a change of thought or mind or something, in which case it wouldn't be an issue if she would get another one or not. Man, these are crazy days, my friends. These are crazy, crazy days. I guess the question is, when people say unvaxxed sperm, are they talking about like everything? Like, what's the MMR stuff? What is that? Mumps, measles, and rubella or whatever? Are they talking about all of that? Because during the COVID period, this is what I would say. I'd be like, look, man, if people ask me if I'm vaccinated, I'd say like, oh boy, yes. A lot too. Because if they're not specifically asking you, like, did you get the COVID mRNA booster? I think one of them's been discontinued. I don't even know where we're at with this stuff. But yeah, I got a bunch. I remember I went to the doctor one day and I got like 5. What did I get? I got like typhus and Hep A, tetanus, yellow fever, and was that it? I think it was 4. I don't know. I got them all in like a day. It was actually funny because I got one. I got like 2 of them, and then they're like, all right, you're good. Time to leave. I went back to the office when I was working for Vice, and then we talked to our security consultant, and he was like, what did you get? And I said, I named it. And like, you need more than that. Go back. And so I had to get a car, like went back and I got the vaccines. Look at me. I'm great. Everything seems to be fine. But look, no, I really do think it's your choice. Do your thing, man. I got no beef if this people what they want. If this is what people want, this is their thing in their life. You get one life, baby. Well, I mean, we presume perhaps you get reincarnated as a dog or something. But like, my point is, you're alive. You're alive now. You know what you know. We got to do the best for what we think is right for ourselves. Individual responsibility, meritocracy, etc. And that means if the left really does think that people who don't get COVID vaccines or whatever are going to die, then look, this is the robustness and diversity of thought. If everybody was given, let's say like an alien came to Earth and says, this is the immortality pill, everyone take it. And everyone took it, but lo, it was poison. There'd be no humans left. But imagine if like 10% said no, 10% said yes, some took half, some took a double dose. You'd see data and you'd be like, hey, everybody who took 2 actually became immortal. Everybody who took 1 actually had a seizure. You'd be like, oh, now we know things. This is the importance of diversity of thought. You don't want everyone doing the exact same thing. You want to be able to control for things, but that means let people be free and decentralize. And it's actually going to be better for us. But all that really matters in the end is you talk to a doctor about what's right for you. Thanks for hanging out. Next segment's coming up at 1 p.m. on this channel, and I'll see you all then.